So yesterday the Marvel Infinite trailer dropped, and it was some shit. It was. And normally I don't do reaction videos. I still haven't done one really yet, like a live reaction, because everyone does it. So I was just gonna make like another parody video with the one that I did with Miguel and Jim from Tekken 7, but there was no like cinematic from any fighting games that I could find that actually equaled as much disappointment as I had the other day, because I recorded myself doing the live reaction, but there was like no emotion. I didn't even want to upload it because there was literally nothing. It was just literally just me sitting here looking at it like this because I was just so sad and hurt. I thought I was gonna have more reaction, but I didn't. So that being said, in this video, I'm gonna try and basically just talk about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite at this point, at this stage. And as I'm talking right now, it's gonna be timestamps. I'm gonna put them up. You can check in the description if you're on your phones. And it's just, I'm gonna. It's not all gonna be shit talk though. It's not all gonna be shit talk. At least I'm gonna try to make sure that I don't, because I want to shed like, I want to show people like the bright side of this game after being able to play the demo. So before I get started, I just want to go ahead and say I already canceled my pre-order. I canceled it way back when Rice like leaked the initial roster, anyways, because I just looked at it and it was like, that's some shit. All the characters, like the Marvel side, is just ass. And he was even right about the whole down inputs have destroyed Yuka now. If you haven't played the demo, he was right. It's in there. So that was just disappointing. I may get the game. When it goes on sale. I'm not getting it day 1. I'm not getting it day 2, 3, 4, etc. It has to go on sale before I get this. And that's still maybe depending on what the DLC season pass is looking like, because it's just looking like crap right now. It really is. So for starters, Capcom side is looking way better than Marvel's, and I'm pretty sure everyone can just agree with me on that, because they're at least more diverse, while the Marvel side is MCU heavy. It is at this point right now. It actually is MCU versus Capcom, and that's some shit. And here's like the exact reason why. It starts out with like the joke I made on my last video, where I was saying, I said, why is not Miguel? Why is Nova the only non-MCU character in this game? And someone replied to me saying Nova isn't the only. Nova hasn't been introduced in the MCU. No, he's saying Nova was in the MCU, so he's not non-MCU. Technically, he has like a singular main character that you can get to know and love. Nova has not been introduced. It's been the entire Nova core. So that's why I considered him a non-MCU character, and I still do. So at this point, Nova is the only non-MCU character, which makes me feel lied to. I'm a consumer, and I was lied to. It was false advertisement. They said in interviews, and you can just go ahead and Google the shit. I don't feel like doing it right now, but I saw it. You can Google it. They said they're making sure the Marvel side is not MCU heavy, and they were going to try and pull from different areas, and that was a lie. That was seriously a straight up lie. That's probably the worst part about this roster to me. Not that it is MCU based, because I could tell that from a mile away, because that's what Ultimate was. I don't know about Capcom side, but Marvel side, everyone who got added had a movie coming out, or they just had a movie. I forgot like what it was for Ghost Rider. He had Spirit of Vengeance, the sequel. Doctor Strange had been announced. He was getting a movie. Rocket Raccoon, helping the Guardians of the Galaxy. So was Nova. I don't even remember who else got added, because they're probably just not that important. But yeah, Ultimate. Ever since the Avengers, Marvel's been pushing their side of anything for the movies, and it's ridiculous at this point. It really is. And the movies kind of. I'm rambling, but I was just lied to, and it sucks ass. It really does. And I don't really know much about Capcom side. I don't really know much about Capcom at all. I'm not gonna lie. Outside of maybe Street Fighter, of course, Monster Hunter, Darkstalkers. That's a little bit. That's pretty much it. I don't know much from Capcom. So their side, all their new characters who just got included, I'm cool with that. Honestly, I hate that Arthur's back, but I'm cool with their side. Is Marvel side, because again, we were lied to. It's MCU versus Capcom. No one wants to use characters. I don't care that they redesigned Gamora, or if anything made it to look like her comic counterpart. I don't care. The fact that she's in just because like they're pushing the MCU, it already just annoys me just thinking about it. It does. I actually learned about a lot of the Marvel characters from I liked it better in the last one, where like the initial roster, that was seriously something else. They weren't pushing the MCU, they weren't pushing Fox or nothing like that. I learned most of their characters from that game, honestly. Like, I knew about X-23 because I saw the episode when I was younger, from X-Men Evolution. I knew a little bit about her, but because of her inclusion, I wanted to learn more about her. It was her, She-Hulk, definitely Taskmaster. See, they were using characters that, people didn't really think much of. Who really would have thought about Taskmaster in a Versus game? I know I sure as hell didn't. But it made me look into him more and see how much of a cool villain he was. With Infinite, everything's expected. That's kind of, it really hurts, like, because the roster is so boring. It's so boring because you already know these characters, you know what they can do. It's boring. It's really boring. That's my thoughts on the initial roster. So now I gotta get into the heavy shit. I do the DLC. And honestly, when I said earlier I'm gonna try to make things sound good for Marvel Infinite, that's not really gonna come in until later, until like the next part. The DLC is the heavy shit. That actually is what made me make my decision to get it like on sale. Like before, I just canceled my pre-order. I was still gonna get it, but I just wasn't gonna get it like right away. I may pick it up, like if I'm driving home from work and man, I feel like getting Marvel Infinite. GameStop's right down the street, whatever. Now this made me. The DLC is what made me wait. So check this out, right? You got one game, and then you got a brand new spanking game, and maybe like I would say 80%. But if I really want to do the math, it's gonna be maybe a little less. Maybe like 80% of the roster is returning characters. That's already some shit, right? Right. So, here's what Capcom decides to do. We say, hey, we're not gonna give them too many new characters at once. That's crazy. We can't do that. So what we'll do is, with this brand new game, where people expect brand new characters, we're gonna make them all DLC. And when I say all DLC, I don't mean every single one, because Thanos is back, but technically he was already in a Marvel game. He just got redesigned, and I kind of like the redesign. I saw the combo fiend combo he did, but he's already hands on. Of course, he knows what the fuck to do. But anyways, back at Capcom headquarters, instead of giving these characters at the start, including them in the initial roster to increase the hype, we're gonna lock them behind DLC. You're gonna have to pay for the season pass, and I hope you can buy them singular. If I find out that you can't buy them singular and you have to buy the season pass, I'm not buying the game at all, honestly. Because all the new characters, the brand new characters, you have to pay for them in the new game. So you pretty much, because here's my thought process. If I buy the game while it's on sale, and then buy the new characters, I feel like then I'll be purchasing the whole game. Because the moment I saw Black Panther show up in the trailer, I was like, yes, the leak was wrong. Because I think Gamora showed up first, and that hurt my soul. It really did. I may upload the reaction video, and you can see how hurt I become. But it hurt my soul, and Black Panther showed up. I was like, okay, that's all I need to know. One character is fake. But then at the very end, not even after the end of that trailer showed off, at the first trailer showed off, there was like a second gameplay trailer. And at the very end, pre-order, get Black Panther DLC. So here's how I know Capcom's marketing sucks ass. Or maybe it's just Capcom in general. Because they've been going through a phase in their life where it's like, guys, we gotta sell them characters who they don't know who they're buying. And here's what I mean by that. I know they're getting announced, but the thing is, they don't get announced with gameplay. And it's dumb because they're not in the initial roster. Capcom's had questionable DLC models since like the Street Fighter 4 series. and they're just recently saying, then they said a while back that they're not gonna make disc add-ons to Street Fighter 5, but it's been questionable ever since, and it's only in more question now. And when I say this, because Black Panther was seriously the final straw of why I'm not getting this game day one out the gate at all. Because the promotion is just ass. So I'm putting it to you like this: you have a character who you know is popular. Everyone, if it wasn't Moon Knight or a Green Goblin, it was Black Panther. He has a whole movie coming out. You know people are going to get into his comics now. You know, try and catch up on the lore before the movie comes out. Just see what Black Panther's about. Instead of putting him in the initial roster, it would be smarter to put him in the initial roster and make a classic character DLC, because they gave us so many characters from the last game. A classic character DLC would make way more sense. But they're going to have him as DLC when they could introduce him in the initial roster, because, you know, they always have, like, the character bio, stuff like that, and get to know Black Panther a little bit more, but instead, you're going to have me pay for him. Mind you, there's no gameplay for any of the DLC characters yet. Most of the time, you know, with SNK, even before Capcom Street Fighter 5, DLC characters get gameplay when they're announced. Eliza got gameplay when she was announced as pre-order DLC, I think. If not at first, then soon after. Like, I wasn't going to pre-order and get Elisa. I already pre-ordered. It's irrelevant. I wasn't going to pre-order Elisa without knowing what she can do. Who does that? You literally just blindly threw money. What if you buy the season pass and the DLC character is the most ass characters you've ever played in your life? I mean, like, let's say they're glass cannons, their moves are negative on hit. What if they're the most ass things you've ever bought? The worst decision of DLC you've ever paid for, and you just took it. You just blindly threw money at that. I can't do it. The DLC is ass. Not even talking about Black Panther and Sigma anymore. Seriously, it would have been smarter to make classic character DLC. Or, like, if Venom was announced as DLC, be honest, you would have a better time buying that. Or I would have a better time of buying Venom as DLC than Black Panther. Because Black Panther should be a new character introduced in the roster. But no, everyone's got to be from the last game. Everyone's got to be, like, reusing assets. And I'm going to get to that later. So this right here is another big one. The graphics and gameplay. And this is where I start to actually appreciate Capcom now. It's not all just shit talking. People are saying, like, you know, the graphics are shit. And they are. But seriously, play the demo. It's the graphics. You don't mind it. And I don't want to bring it up, but damn, it's the perfect example. This shit right here. This is a fun game, regardless of graphics. I was playing it before the graphic update hit, and it's still fun. It's only gotten better since then. I'm going to make this whole comparison throughout this, like, little section, alright? King of Fighters, and as much as people shit on it, it's such a good game. King of Fighters is the perfect example of a game with, I can't even say bad graphics at this point, but let's assume this is like the original launch King of Fighters. King of Fighters 14 is the perfect example of a game with bad graphics, but perfect gameplay. It's so fun. If Tekken didn't just drop, I would still be playing it right now. I probably wouldn't even be making this video. Never mind, I would, because Marvel is bad. But seriously, the graphics and gameplay, they don't have to be like this. Or wait, should they be like that? No, they can be like this. Graphics, gameplay. Seriously, I play games to have fun. If the gameplay is way up, I really don't care. People go back and play Nintendo 64 games all the time. Seriously, you're complaining about graphics, like, and you do it for, like, the nostalgia. You're still playing a game within this time, currently, bad graphics. Seriously. People, and I'm not gonna, like, deny the fact that it looks bad. When people make jokes saying, oh, wow, I can't believe they're making games for PS2. I want to play this game on iPad so bad. I don't really argue with it because, you know, it's bad graphics. But if that's seriously the only thing, like, questioning why you're buying this game, I clearly have other reasons for not getting this game. But if graphics are your only concern, you shouldn't be buying any fighting games, honestly. If you don't care how a fighting game plays, why are you buying it? You're not if you're not having fun with any game, why are you playing it? Why did you buy the sequel to a game if you knew that it was gonna if you know the graphics sucked ass, if you knew you weren't gonna have fun? People are complaining saying like Capcom they're reusing assets and stuff like that. And I try to understand it, but here's the thing. It's a fighting game. When have you played a fighting game where characters got completely new moves? Not just new additions. Ryu's had the same normals for I don't know how many years. Seriously? Look back at that shit. Seriously, like, and I'm not downing it. Ryu has had pretty much the same normals since his introduction into the gaming world. But are people complaining? No. It got like they're the same normals, different graphics. That is seriously all it is, and no one complains about it. What's different about this is because I understand it's more obvious because they're using 3D models. It wasn't like they took the 2D sprites and then recreated them as 3D attacks, because you know everyone at first they're like, oh my god, this game looks so good, oh wow, no one said anything about that. But if you transfer those models over to this game and it's like, that's the same move, that's the same launcher, people start to get uppity. I don't understand why. I do, but I don't. And when I say that, I mean, I already said it. It's a fighting game. People aren't going to learn brand new moves just for the fun of it. They make new properties to moves, and in fact, like, they have added moves. Captain America has trick shots now. Are you serious? Like, I can go back into the demo right now and be like, oh shit, they might have just turned Cap into a zoner. But I didn't get that far into it because the enemies kept hitting me and shit, and I just wanted to get it over with. And I'll get into the demo after this section. But seriously, people need to stop complaining about the reused assets. It's a 3D fighting game. It's seriously not going. And people were doing that with Tekken 2. Well, actually, one person did on like the Event Hubs rambling. But it's wow. People just, you guys gotta stop complaining. The gameplay is fun. It's fast like Marvel. It's what's the name of it? It's flashy like Marvel. It is. Maybe the graphics don't make them pop like Zowie and all that shit, but it's still fun. It's still fast paced. It's still Marvel at heart. It just doesn't look all that great aesthetically, and that shouldn't be a complaint. Cause again, gotta bring up King of Fighters. It's a fun game. Like, the mechanics are fun. It's a fun game to play. I don't even care about the graphics. It's just fun. One of my favorite fighting games, Fighter Destiny, I still play that from time to time. It's from the Nintendo 64. Stop bitching. The graphics, like, get off your high horse. It's seriously not that big a deal. And if you really have, like, comment below what your problem with graphics is. Because I don't see it. I don't. I get past the graphics. I like the gameplay. And playing the demo, it was fun. But I think they should have given a training mode in the demo. Just, like, not just story, but, again, for another section. And at the beginning of this video, I said Rice was right, in case you haven't played the demo. Shoryukens are, like, a down-down input. And maybe not, probably not, Capcom won't add a feature to like let you go back to Shoryukens, because they did a similar feature where in the last Marvel where you can turn off the option to like automatically super jump. Like if you hit special and you hold special, you would automatically go up there with them. But they took that out. Well, they didn't take it out. They added an option to turn it off, and I'm hoping they do that, because the problem right now with Capcom, they're only listening to casuals. They want casuals, and it's so bad. But the thing is, they forget about the fighting community, the fighting game community, and it's to a point where they seriously forget simple things to, oh, we can just turn this off. They don't even give that option. That's what kills me. And the gameplay, yeah, is dumbed down, but it's not Street Fighter 5 dumbed down. It's not super dumbed down to the point where it's like everyone can do this shit. the Thanos combo that Combo Fiend did, it looked hard. I don't know, Thanos isn't playable in the demo, but it's not that dumbed down to the point where it's strictly for casuals. There's still some like high execution in it. Just gotta find it. Now my last point is the story mode. I'll say this: if you're not, if you don't have to play the story mode to unlock characters, I'm not gonna play it. I'm not. By playing the demo, the story mode is ass. Like the facial expressions, they're ass. Voice acting, ass. What is it? Storytelling, ass. But Capcom and most fighters, Capcom definitely, they've never been good at storytelling. I skipped through the entire cinematic in A Shadow Falls and Street Fighter Five. I skipped through every single cinematic because, and hopefully with Marvel out, because you know it's Marvel. They're supposed to tell it like adventure stories that have twists and turns and shit. So hopefully with their help, the story can be better. But the demo story was ass. It wasn't. It was just ass. Like it wasn't the same as Street Fighter Five, where it's like two characters run into each other randomly, and it's just like, hey, who are you? Doesn't matter. Let's fight. That is literally the worst and dumbest shit in any like fighting game. I hate fighting games with that type of story, like where you just walk around and fight people, like it's fucking Pokemon. You walk in the grass, and oh, challenger appears. Like no, I hate that shit. Mortal Kombat is great with story modes. Tekken, a lot of people are bitching about Tekken story mode. It wasn't bad. People had reasons to fight, and you didn't even fight characters just to fight characters. You would go through waves of enemies first, and then fight a character that was, and it was all like plot related. Street Fighter Five, I don't even remember what the fuck Alex was fighting Dowson for. I think it was for the chess piece, and at the same time, I have a feeling like it was, they realized that someone had a chess piece after the fight. But it was this Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. If I don't have to play to unlock characters, and I'm sure they're all behind paywalls, I'm not gonna play it. I'm not, because for one, the enemies were just weak as shit. And here's why I said that the game needed a training. The demo needed a training mode. Guilty Gear demo, every character with a training mode. People can spend weeks in that, and it's hard to explore. It's hard to defend Capcom. Like that last one was kind of short. My last section was kind of short, saying how the characters had like different moves and properties. It's hard to explore that when, for one, the enemies died really quick, and when I played it, they were annoying as shit. Like every time I'm trying to like do different moves, he'll like jump up and shoot me in the air, like, so I couldn't see what the full move did. Like for example, Thor got a serious nerf. Jesus, it's like he starts with Mjolnir, if that's even how you say it, and you have to press it again to throw it, and even the throw has some shitty startup. Like it's quarter circle forward to make it spark. Because originally his mighty spark, that's just all it was. He put it like this, and it sparked, but you know, you still had that hitbox before the actual spark, so it was kind of cool like that. It was different for a beam. But in this, it's like he still has a spark, but if you throw it, it's like he loses the hitbox for a second, and then he throws it, and then this is actually how his animation goes. Because it's hard to say, like, he gets stuck there. I'm actually going to show you what the fuck happens. I was mad as shit when it happened. It's like, and then he throws it, and he's stuck. Like shit. I actually lost track of what I was saying, but I was talking about training mode, how it needs one, and it's stuff like that where if I can see the properties of moves better, I can make a better argument saying that the game is different. But at right now, at this time, I can't do that because there's not enough given to me. Like, again, and I don't blame them. This is actually like more of a me thing. I see this as more going for the casual audience. Yeah, casual audience, because it's the story mode. It's what they wanted. But I can't explore the characters like that and do different combos and see what these new characters can do. Wait, were there even any new characters? Okay, like for example, I was using Rocket, and he comes with Groot now. You saw that in like the little teaser. Rocket comes with Groot. Groot did so much damage, I could barely explore what to do. I couldn't practice any combos. I couldn't really see how the game worked. And the demo just needed that story mode. Not story mode, it needed training mode. The story mode, I'm not going to play it. Again, I'm not. Character models are weird in this game, and they're ugly. They're just really, they're so bland. Chris was bland that whole time. But that's going to wrap it up for what I want to talk about for Marvel Infinite. Not everything's bad. Not everything's good. Most things aren't good. But make sure to comment how you guys feel about the game. That's how I feel about it. Again, just to recap, I'm not pre-ordering it. I'm not buying it until it goes on sale. I can't do it. I'm actually just so disgusted. I'm done giving in to Capcom. I did it when Street Fighter V was first announced, even though I didn't even like Street Fighter like that. I was one of those people to be like, oh yeah, this is where the money is, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this. I wasn't having fun with it, and I got rid of it. I'm not giving in. I'm not. I gotta see some major improvements, like consumer wise and like product placement wise. I gotta see more, but it's not gonna be for me until they do that.